welcome to this video. Today I'm speaking to my business partner. So we bought a property together from an auction, and with this property we bought, we renovated it and we're renting it out as an Airbnb. So today I'm speaking to Munya because it was his first project, like asking him his experiences and his advice and tips for actually people who want to start in property. So Munya, welcome, mate.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so I mean, it's been a journey, buying the property. So in this video, I want us to speak about like the whole process, how you find it, and what advice and tips would you like give to someone who wants to start like this kind of journey.
Okay.
Yeah. So for those who don't know you, just give them a quick introduction about yourself, and yeah, welcome, man.
Okay, so my name is Munya. I'm based in Milton Keynes. As Tabo said, we decided to do a joint venture. So this is my first property.
Yeah, no. So where is this property? I know where the project is, but where is the property?
The property is in the Midlands, Coventry to be specific.
Yeah. So what made us like choose Coventry? Was it like what made us gravitate more to Coventry?
I think with Coventry, it was more to do with proximity, and also obviously what was available in the market.
No, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you, obviously, you went straight into the deep end, like with not saying little property knowledge, but with no experience.
Zero, pretty much.
Nah, I mean like you've been around property people, you've been around me and like different property people, but you hadn't done your first deal, and you thought like for you to do your first deal, you wanted like to join venture with someone with experience. So in terms of like joint venturing, what is your mindset around it? Like what made you like to say, look, let me do it with someone with experience than actually doing it on my own?
Well, look, you're my friend.
Yeah, of course.
So it was an easy sell, but beyond that, obviously, you've been doing this for many years, and just seeing how you have done things and how you've managed to build your portfolio, it was an easy sell.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So it was like you leverage someone with experience, and obviously like that friendship also helped,
made
that
it easier.
But imagine like if it was someone you don't know that well, and you wanted to get into business with, what kind of due diligence would you have done to say, look, am I really gonna go into business with this person?
Yeah, sure. I think nowadays we live in the world of social media.
Yep.
So, first thing you're gonna do is maybe go on LinkedIn, Instagram, and try and look up the person and
check them out,
see if they're credible,
what they're about, if they're credible,
and obviously maybe meet up,
in
with
person.
The person,
Yeah, that's true.
See if you click.
Yeah.
And take it from there. Really.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
So this property, guys, we bought, it's a 4-bedroom property. We bought it actually in an auction. It was also my first time buying a property from an auction. The rest which I've bought was like usually from the market, like let estate agents selling it or direct to the seller. But this one was an auction purchase. So when we came up with the idea of buying together and it was an auction, well, what was your initial thoughts? What are your first thoughts?
I'm liking the questions. I mean, similar to you, I didn't have any, experience regarding auctions or property in general. I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
But funny enough, when I did go and view the property, I kind of had my own idea of
what to look out for.
Yeah, what to look out for.
Yes.
But actually, the things I was looking out for at the time, they were small things. So for example, like the obvious things. Whether it has a leaking roof, whether there's cracks in the wall. I was on my way here, actually, I was thinking about it, and You know, at the time I was looking for trying to do a damn test, you know, just patching the wall, you know, that kind of thing, you know. Whereas obviously having done this project now, you know, in future, one, I might bring an expert, you know, someone maybe, you know, to come and have a look at the property for me, or, you know, like even just buy, you know, one of them damp test
meters. Like you can buy those and just keep it in your toolbox. But like it's enough. I mean, the thing is, that's correct what you're saying. But like most of the things, especially on this project, which we later found out, you know, you couldn't have seen it with the naked eye going to view. It was things which, like, when we started like stripping the property back to brick, etc. That's when we saw, oh, there's a problem with the roof. There's, you know, all these things. But like on the viewings, I feel like even me, I would have missed it, and even the expert you're gonna bring in, they would have missed it, because you just need to like unbox the property and see what's inside. So I mean, it's so obviously the only way to mitigate that is to have like a contingency bucket to say, look, if there's unexpected things which I find during like the refab, you know what I mean. But it's like, so we did change like the back roof, the back kitchen roof, and we like the whole, like the joists, they were just like rotten. So we couldn't have, like, I mean, in the viewing, there was no way you could have seen that. There was no way. So so don't in that area, don't beat yourself about it to say, oh, you know, I mean, it was standard, like, to go see the property, to go look at the brickwork, look at the wiring, like to see if there's anything which is suspicious or dodgy, or like any structural damages, and none of that was at the property. So which was like a positive thing, So obviously, like, that was like the viewing. Then we went to the auction, to the auction house. Well, it was online, and like, unfortunately, we're not together in the room. But like, when I said, "Oh, bro, we've won the property," how did you feel? Like, me mentioning to you, like, did things get real for you? Well, what is your feeling?
It felt like a fugazi, you know, like, what? We literally, the week before, you know, viewed the house, you know, and then, you know, next thing you're calling me and saying we actually won. I was like, huh? Is it that easy? You know? So yeah.
But obviously, before we went to like the auction property, like the auction house, the auction day, we did some numbers. You remember when we did the spreadsheet, etc., and I was like explaining to you the numbers. So how important was that, like, for you to see the numbers and for you to say, okay, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense? Like, how do you, then for the numbers part, how did you get on with that?
I think the numbers are definitely important, because the numbers allow you to know whether, you know, you can actually then do the project
or not.
Yeah.
So the numbers tell you whether it's a good deal or bad deal. So it's not like you going to view it, it's not going to tell you anything. Everything is based on the numbers. You know, so I mean, like, to be honest, our numbers were like, I would say 95% accurate. In terms of the purchase price for this project was 105. But we are willing to bid up to, was it 110? Anything above 110, we'll walk away. So we ended up getting it for 105. But the guide price, like, so in an auction, like, they always say, oh, guide is gonna start here. I think the guide price was like about 70K to bring people in. You know, so it's more like a marketing ploy, you know? They bring people in, and they just want like a lot of people to show interest. But when we did our numbers and we did our calculations on the spreadsheet, we saw like, you know what, for this deal to work for us, we're gonna beat it up until 110. Anything above 110, we don't touch it, walk away. So that's like, I think for me, going into the auction, it was important to have that discipline, and obviously having someone to bounce it off with, to say, look, 110, walk away, no emotions, nothing, just base everything on the numbers. So yeah, so I think on both our sides that was a good thing. So we wanted everything went to conveyancing with solicitors. Then we had like 30 days to complete. Then after 30 days, we completed, and we used the bridge. So during that time, we went to our mortgage broker. You got the bridge, and so that was things which were like we had a power team. I leveraged my experience to get that. Got the power team involved, everything. Then boom, 1st of November, was it 1st of November? We got the keys, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Long time ago now, you know.
1st of November 2023, we got the keys. And yeah, so, by the way, I hadn't seen the property. I'd never been. Then I'm like, okay, cool, let's go see what this property is about. Went there, and well, what is your like first reaction coming back into the property you viewed, now coming back into the property you own?
So completely transformed, you know, because at the time the house was in a state, you know, I there's no way in a million years I'd have envisioned, you know, how the house looks now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the before and after.
Yeah.
For you, like your experience, like going into like the refurb process now,
Mm-hmm.
the refurb, you learned a lot. Like, I mean, it was like what's this on the job learning?
Yeah,
on
crash
the
course.
like it was a 100% crash course. Just talk me through the refurb process. You can go room by room, like what you enjoyed about it, the challenges we faced, and yeah, just talk me through that process, man.
You know, from when we got the keys,
Yes.
you know, and you came down, you know, we started off by stripping the walls,
Yeah.
you know, and
The property. Yeah.
yeah, stripping the property, you know, and obviously that's when we came across, you know, like
Some issues.
some issues, you know, with the walls and whatever.
Yes.
Overall, I'd say it was a good process.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but one thing I'll definitely say, you know, like for anyone who wants to go into property, you know, it's not as easy as these guys make it look on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be willing to get your hands dirty.
Yes.
You know, unless if you've obviously got the money, you know, to pay other people to do the work,
Yeah.
you are definitely gonna have to get your hands dirty.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to put it into context, so for this project, we had like we hired a builder, and this builder I've used him before, so that was like an easy way. But like with the builders as well, like the stripping part of the property is very expensive. A lot of people neglect the stripping part. I think we got a quote from the builder, like to say, look, the refurb, I think the refurb was, he said about 30K, excluding materials. Yeah. Then if you was to strip the property and take away waste, it's gonna go up to 35K. So that like stripping was 5K extra. So what I was like, no, Munya, let's get the boys, I mean our friends, family, and each person goes into a different room. I will get steamers and I will remove the whole paper, because it does take time. So that's why it is expensive. Remove the whole paper. We hired a skip, and we had a few friends which helped us, and family members, which we're grateful for. So I think that took us like the weekend, you know? So, yeah, I think 3 days we're done stripping. When the builder came, everything was stripped. So that was like the first step. We saved $5,000, you know? But no, not everyone will be in a position to strip like the properties for themselves. But that $5,000 which we actually saved, we ended up using it in other places in the project. So yeah, then obviously like talk me through the process of when the builders like started doing works. Like what did you learn? Because first of all, obviously you, without experience, you thought like, no, the builders know everything. So what is your process there like to say, look, you need to be actually give them a statement of work, a scope of work for you to be black and white, like to say, put this switch there, put this there. So talk me through the process for you.
Yeah, I think literally, as you're saying, you know, one thing I took away from that process was, you know, you have to be specific. You literally need to dumb things down. You know, like for example, if they say, look, I'm gonna paint all the walls, you know, you literally have to say which walls.
Yeah.
You know, are you talking about the walls in the kitchen or which walls? Because if you leave them to their own devices,
Yes.
you come and they've only painted the kitchen.
Yes.
But I thought you said, you know, you're going to paint all the walls.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
yes.
so yeah, you have to be really specific. And yeah, just don't leave them to their own devices.
So what you're saying, yeah, is no assumptions. Never assume.
Yeah,
I know
never
sometimes it can be like, you'll be like, oh, man, this is condescending. Like, this person is just telling me too much. You think so? Am I dumb or what?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, but it's like, mate, rather you tell them everything and don't take chances, because you're like, wait, you say paint this, and you saw yourself like, oh yeah, but yeah, we were not specific, and every time we're not specific, we just saw a different result. Yeah.
Yeah. And it would actually slow things down, because, you know, you then tell them, look, that's not what I wanted. You know, can you redo this? So yeah, it just, being so specific just helps to cut out a lot of mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of like the challenges which we faced, like in the whole like refurb process, just like name maybe a few which you want to highlight in this video.
I think one that comes to mind straight away is you know, well, with the roofer, you know, the roofer we initially had, you know, so it was someone Tabo had used before, and I was quite keen to, you know, use the same person. I didn't want to go through a process of
selecting
a new person, and then, you know, we end up having issues with that person. Well, funny enough, it turned out the person he had used before is the person we ended up having issues with. And I think for me, from that process, what I learned is, you know, past success doesn't guarantee, you know, future success.
Yes.
You know, but it's then about how you deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, and like on your part anyway, I was quite impressed by, you know, how you saw that challenge and how we were, you know, quick to solve it.
Yeah.
You know, and through the network you have,
yeah,
you know, like the friends that you have already in property, you know, and just asking them, you know, for referrals.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's really important to leverage
have a network,
our communities and the property network, you know. So I mean, yeah, that roofing situation did like bring us back, like totally, like, yeah, it kicked us out. This is a person we had used before in another project, and we brought him into this project, and he just did absolutely nonsense, and quickly changed him. Got another one. Now the roof was done, and I think for this project, I think what helped us a lot, we had a good builder, Khalid. Like, kudos to you. Hope you see this video. Big up to you. Like, Khalid was on board, you know, like, so it did end up like taking a bit longer than anticipated because of all these challenges which we had. But I mean, overall, like, I think it was a good project, you know. It was a good project. What in this process, what didn't you like about it? Like the whole, like, the refurb process. You're not a builder. You didn't do anything, but managing a refurb as an owner, it's quite challenging. It's another job on its own. So what is your, like, your cons? What didn't you like about it?
I'll say, you know, like the small delays we had.
Okay.
You know, like, so for example, obviously, because we bought this house through auction, you know, the house had been vacant for quite some time.
Yes.
And obviously November, you know, like it's winter time, you know,
yes,
so
yes.
there hasn't been any warmth in the house.
Yes.
So you'd find that, you know, Khalid would paint today, you know, but 2 days later,
there was damp.
Yeah, there was damp.
Yeah, so we did have damp issues. Which, I know what you mean.
So,
that's actually a good point.
Yeah. So I think that's something I can say, looking back, it was something that was kind of dragging. Because it's like, well, how can we rectify this thing, you know?
Yes.
How are we going to a complete house if there's going to be damp?
Yes.
You know, in the house. So
no, that's true.
That's one of the cons that comes to mind.
Yeah, as you guys can see on the B-roll, like, you see how, like, the before and after pictures of this house, how it is. So that was, I quite enjoyed the project. But in terms of, like, obviously now, like, finishing it and now renting it on Airbnb, what's your take on that? What's your thought process? Is there any feedback or anything which you like to share your thoughts on?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of furnishing, in this case, to be fair, it wasn't that bad.
Yep,
You know,
yep.
purely because, you know, some of the things you already had from you know, other projects.
Yes, yes,
So, you know, we're able to use some of you know, the furniture you had,
yes,
and because this is something you've done before,
yes,
whatever we didn't have, you knew where to go.
yes,
Whereas had it just been myself trying to do it for the first time, I
yes,
think it would have been a very long process.
yes, yes. No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, mate. I don't want to make this a long video, and I just want you to give your remarks. Obviously, like from buying, refurbing, renting out the property on Airbnb, and this was your complete first time. So, how important is property education or doing this with someone who's got knowledge? How important is that? And what advice would you give to someone who's watching this video and they're thinking of starting off in property?
Yeah. Property education definitely is important because without the know-how, it's just going to take you, you know, a very long time. You know, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, you know, until you actually get to a point where you know what you're doing. Whereas obviously if you leverage off someone who's already in the game, you know, the process is much quicker, you know, and smoother.
Yes.
You know, to obviously you're still going to have your issues, but because that person has experience, the way you then deal with them is completely different, you know. So yeah, with this project, although, you know, you threw me on the out in the deep end,
Yes, yes.
I still had you, you know, to
Bounce back on.
yeah, to bounce back on.
No, that's true, man.
Yeah, so it's important, you know, to have a mentor, pay for education. You know, don't go and try to do it by yourself.
Yeah, nah, true, man. Brother, I appreciate you. Let's go to property number 2 now.
Likewise,
That's good, man. Thank you so much, man.
Nah, thanks.
And yeah, so yeah, thanks, guys. And if you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, see you on the next one. Bye for now.